Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'm bringing you my new Blu-ray DVD shopping guide and reviews for Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the videos, supporting me, supporting the channel. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Remember, you can find affiliate links to purchase these movies down in the description below, and using those links does help support the channel. So a lot to talk about today, guys. A few previous releases that I didn't get in time for last week. It's been a crazy week this week for sure, guys. I know most of the country has really been in a crazy week for the last week or two or whatever exactly it's been. We got snow here. It was nothing unmanageable, but I did spend a lot of time shoveling snow, just trying to keep the driveway clear and making sure my wife and my parents and everybody has a good clear path to get in and out of the house. Digging out my wife's car from the street, all this kind of stuff. And then my daughter has had a cold. Like, it's not real bad, but she's been coughing a lot and runny nose. And so I spent one whole day with her, and then my wife was off. And so, I didn't really get to everything that I wanted to do this week, which is unfortunate, but life comes up and you got to take care of your family and your life. And so I did the best I could, and so we're going to get into it right now, guys. First up, we have the John Hughes 5-movie collection. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray and digital, and I did already have people asking me on Instagram. It is 5 individual codes, so you get one code for each movie. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $19.99. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of the John Hughes 5-movie collection for review, and I did post an unboxing of this one. If you'd like to check that out, just search for the John Hughes 5-movie collection on my channel. Now, John Hughes is kind of this iconic writer, and he's well known for lots of really great movies that defined a generation. Now, these are 5 that are distributed by Paramount, because not all of his movies are distributed by Paramount. So you get Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and for the first time ever on Blu-ray, She's Having a Baby and Some Kind of Wonderful. So She's Having a Baby, I had never seen this movie before, and I kind of wondered, why have I never heard of this? It's John Hughes. It stars Kevin Bacon. You'd think this would be a movie that would be talked about. It would have previously had a Blu-ray release. And after watching it, I feel like it's kind of an average movie. Now, in this movie, he meets this woman, and they end up getting engaged and married, and he's going to lawyer school. I hope that's right. And she's she didn't want to start her job. She already graduated college, and she didn't want to start her job until he graduated, and they're kind of just, they don't have any money, and they're just kind of getting by. And he kind of, I don't want to say that he regrets getting married, but he just feels like his life maybe isn't where he wants it to be, and he kind of maybe starts to resent it a little bit, and he starts having all these fantasies about the life he would like to have. And eventually she gets pregnant, and I don't know, it's pretty average throughout the whole movie. The end of the movie, it gets real fast, and unfortunately it gets more interesting at that point. I thought this was a pretty average movie overall, guys. I gave this one a 3 out of 5. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, probably one of my favorite John Hughes movies. I love this movie. I always kind of question, though, they rated it R mainly for language, I think. And to me, it's a fairly family-friendly movie, except for one scene where Steve Martin just, drops the F-bomb for a minute straight. And I kind of wonder why they put that scene in the movie when, it could have been available to a much wider audience and probably, I don't know, maybe been a little more successful. But anyways, it's a movie about these two guys. They don't know each other. They kind of bump into each other, and they kind of have all these coincidences. And Steve Martin's trying to get home for Thanksgiving, and he's there's a snowstorm, and he misses the plane. And so then he's looking for a motel room, and then he ends up on a train and he rents a car, and he spends like 3 days or 2 days or something crazy just trying to get home because of the snowstorm, and John Candy's character keeps kind of ruining everything, and it's real funny, real crazy. I love this movie, guys. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Now the next one, first time to Blu-ray, is Some Kind of Wonderful, and to be honest, this is a very kind of generic story about a guy who's in love with a girl, and they're in high school, and he's kind of not very popular, and she is, and his best friend's a girl, and she's in love with him, but he never sees it, and he never realizes it, and so he spends the whole movie trying to get this more popular girl, and not realizing the whole time that the other girl is really the one for him. Now, I thought this was a good movie. It was very interesting. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it looked good on Blu-ray. Not perfect, but I imagine a pretty good quality. The ending was a little odd. It just seems like, I don't want to say exactly what happens, even though this movie's super old. It's just kind of real abrupt change in the movie. I did enjoy it overall, though, guys. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. And then Ferris Bueller's Day Off, about Ferris Bueller pretending to be sick so he can have just a lazy day and screwing around with his friends, and they take his friend's dad's Ferrari out, and they're just kind of going around town and trying not to get caught. The principal really seems to have it in for him. Like, he breaks into his house to see if he's there, and he does all these really weird, crazy things that, not that the movie's super believable, but it's just, what principal is really going to go through all that. Another movie that I really enjoy, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I always thought that movie's a lot of fun. And then Pretty in Pink, I just reviewed last year. I gave that one a 3 out of 5. So overall, guys, a great set. If you guys are needing she's Some Kind of Wonderful and she's having a baby, first time on Blu-ray, they do have their own individual discs here. As well as all the movies have their own discs, and it's a great little collection. Next up is Lady Sings the Blues. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Walmart $14.96, Best Buy $14.99, and Target $16.59. Now Paramount did send me over a copy of Lady Sings the Blues for review. I did post an unboxing. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Lady Sings the Blues on my channel. So this one, and I completely forgot to look if this was based on a true story. It seems like Billie Holiday, that's a real person, right? I'm not positive this is a true story. It seems like a true story. I completely forgot to double check that. But in this movie, she starts off as a young teenager, and things aren't, necessarily real good in her life. And she doesn't live with her mom. I don't remember. I think she lives with her aunt. And then she ends up like working in a brothel, but like not as a woman of the night. I don't know what you want to say. And then she ends up trying to get a career as a performer and eventually as a singer. And then she becomes kind of popular, not like super famous, but she becomes a popular singer. And then her life kind of falls apart and she gets involved in drugs. And this basically covers her life until her death. Now, I definitely thought this was an interesting movie, interesting story. I definitely liked the character and I liked the acting. This one also had Richard Pryor, right? Yeah, this one also had Richard Pryor, and I completely forgot when I was watching it that he was in it, and I was like, that guy sounds really familiar. Who is that? And then I was thinking about it later. I was like, that was Richard Pryor. I forgot he was even in that. So definitely a lot of drama in this one. An interesting movie. A little long for my liking, and a lot of singing. Like, I just, too much singing for my tastes. It definitely made the movie drag for me, and I wish they had done a lot less of it. Interesting movie though, guys. I gave it a 3 out of 5. This is a Blu-ray that I thought looked good. I don't have anything to compare it to. I've never seen the DVD. I've never seen this movie in the past. But I thought it did look, it was pretty clear. Good color, but not perfect by any means. Next up is Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob. This one is releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart $14.96, Best Buy and Target $14.99. Now Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob for review. I did post unboxing this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob on my channel. Now this is a feature-length movie. I believe it was just a little over an hour and 16 minutes or so. And in this one, the gang finds out that Shaggy is a descendant of somebody in Europe. And so they decide to go there to investigate his past. And they get there and they find out he's like the descendant of somebody, and he's like the rightful heir to the throne or this town or whatever. And then next thing they know, a ghost of somebody sends them all back in time to the medieval times, to Camelot, and they have to, I don't know, they're trying to prove that Shaggy is like the rightful heir to the throne, and the ghost is trying to take over the town or something like that, and they meet the king, who is supposedly like, you know, his Shaggy's descendant. And, you know, I'm not a huge fan of medieval times, and you know, it's definitely very different, because there weren't like all these monsters, and, you know, it just felt like it wasn't like scary themed for the most part, other than that there was this ghost and there's a dragon a little bit later in the movie, but then I feel like they brought it together in the end, and I thought the ending was pretty interesting, and it ended up making me enjoy the movie quite a bit more, so I gave this one a 3 out of 5. I definitely enjoyed it. It definitely looked good, and it was a fun movie. For some reason they were mentioning Thundar the Barbarian a lot, and that's about to be released on Blu-ray, and I don't know if that was like a coincidence, or they, you know, they had to have planned it that way, right? But it just seems so weird that they kept bringing it up. And at the beginning, they're watching it, and I almost thought I put in the wrong movie, because I was like, what's going on? The quality was bad, you know, and it was like this really weird thing, and I was like, what's going on? But they were just watching it on TV or on streaming or something. But I thought this was a fun movie overall, guys. Next up is Wrong Turn. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Best Buy and Walmart $16.99, Target $17.29, and Amazon no listing. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart $13.99, Target $14.89. Now, I don't have a copy of this one. I did review this one though for Saban Films when it released on digital, so you guys like check that out. You could always search for Wrong Turn on my channel. I did give it a 3 out of 5. I think this one has kind of gotten mixed reviews, in that I didn't find it to be a bad movie at all. Like, I thought it was an enjoyable movie, and I liked the characters, and I liked the story, but it just didn't feel like Wrong Turn, and I think that's what a lot of people had a problem with, and I feel like if they just hadn't added the Wrong Turn name, probably wouldn't do as well, but I feel like people would enjoy it more if it just didn't have the Wrong Turn name. Next up is Redemption Day. This one's releasing on a DVD and digital. Amazon and Walmart $12.96, Target $12.99, and Best Buy $13.99. Now, Paramount Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of Redemption Day for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Redemption Day on my channel. So this movie was about this ex-soldier, and he's like in security now or something, and his wife is like some sort of archaeologist, and she finds this like hidden city buried in the desert of Morocco, or I believe it was Morocco, and so she goes there, and she gets permission to excavate this place, and it's supposed to like take years or whatever, and so they somehow manage to stumble into Algeria, which they didn't really accidentally stumble. It is explained later, and she is basically taken hostage by Algerians, and they're saying she's a spy and all this stuff. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is all just too convenient. Like, they're in the middle of the desert and nowhere, and these guys just show up in a truck, and basically eventually her husband comes in to save the day, and he's got to kill everybody and save her and whatnot. You know, overall, it's a pretty generic action movie. You know, it was well acted and a fun story, but pretty generic. Nothing really stood out to me. If you're just looking for a little bit of fun action, this one is one to check out for that. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Next up is The Last Vermeer. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart $22.99, Target no listing. Also releasing on a DVD, Walmart $14.96, Amazon, Best Buy, and Target $17.99. Sony Home Entertainment did send me over a copy of The Last Vermeer for review. I did post an unboxing of this. You could, of course, find that by just searching for The Last Vermeer on my channel. This is a long movie, a bit of a stretch on length for me, but it's after World War II. These soldiers are tasked with finding Nazi sympathizers and punishing them, a lot of them just being executed in the streets, and this guy is basically tracking down people who stole or got paintings and sold them, or helped Nazis get them, or profited off the Nazis buying them. And so the first half of the 2-hour movie, he's investigating, and he finds this guy. And the second half, he's basically defending him because he believes he's actually innocent. I don't want to go into exactly why. It was a very interesting movie. I loved the second half, loved the way they ended it. And it's a very interesting movie, very well acted, great characters. I'm not positive if this one was based on a true story, but a very interesting movie. I give it a 4 out of 5, even though it was a little long. I love the way they pulled it together in the end. Definitely a fun one to check out. Next up is Last Call, releasing on a Blu-ray, Walmart $18.98, Amazon $18.99, Best Buy and Target no listing. Also releasing on a DVD, Walmart $15.98, Amazon $15.99, Best Buy and Target no listing. Now, Mill Creek Entertainment did send me over a copy for review. I did just get this one yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to check that out. I'll definitely be posting a review of this soon and an unboxing of that as well. Next up is The Croods, A New Age, releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart $27.96, Target $27.99, and Best Buy $29.99. It is also releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon and Walmart $22.96, Target $22.99, and Best Buy $24.99. It will also be releasing on a DVD. Target $17.99, Amazon and Walmart $19.96, Best Buy $19.99. Next up is Beast Within, releasing on a DVD. Amazon $15.95, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all no listing. Now, on this one, I don't have a copy of it for review, but I did review this one when Stonecutter Media released it on digital. And so if you guys would like to check that out, you just search for Beast Within on my channel. I did give this one a 3 out of 5. Next up is Centigrade. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $16.99. It is also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart $12.96, Target $12.99, and Best Buy $13.99. Next up is Sacrifice, and this one is available on the Epic Pictures website, and it is releasing on a Blu-ray for $19.99. Now, I don't have this one. It was insisted to me that I will have a copy this week, but as of right now, I do not have a copy. So available now. Warner Brothers sent over Harley Quinn seasons 1 and 2 on Blu-ray for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you like, check that out. Just search for Harley Quinn on my channel. So this is a DC Universe original animated show about Harley Quinn. Now, it says right here on the front, TVMA for mature audiences only. Lots of violence and swearing, F-bombs constantly in this show. But this one follows Harley Quinn after she realizes that Joker does not love her and he just uses her all the time. She decides that she wants to become a supervillain, but nobody really takes her seriously because she's a woman. And they have like every DC character ever, you know, Batman, Superman, Robin, Bane, Joker, Riddler, you know, just everybody. And then like lots of people I never heard of. You know, I'm not like a fanboy or anything, but I was looking some of them up to see if they were real, like Clayface and Kite Man and just kind of all these weird obscure characters they also throw in. Now, definitely a fun show, definitely funny. I do find myself laughing quite a bit at this one, and they do kind of poke fun at themselves. They take it very lightly, and I love Bane because I feel like they're just making fun of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises every time he's on screen. And you know, I think this show's fun. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. You know, like I say, it's definitely mature rated, a lot constant F-bombs, but you know, I'm an adult, I can handle it. But I feel like it's a lot of fun for what it is. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Lionsgate sent over a copy of the very excellent Mr. Dundee for review. I did post an unboxing of this, so like check that out. Just search for the very excellent Mr. Dundee on my channel. Now, this movie is more about Paul Hogan, who played the Crocodile Dundee, than it is actually about Crocodile Dundee. So it's many years later, and he's not really doing anything, and they keep wanting him to make a new Crocodile Dundee movie, and he's like getting involved with all this stuff, and the movie's just kind of following him around where he gets misunderstood to be racist or sexist or, you know, all these things, and he's just misunderstood all the time. And you know, there's not a lot to the story, just kind of following him around as he gets into all these kind of funny situations. And he meets all these other kind of older celebrities throughout the movie. And, you know, the movie was kind of funny. The story was okay. And I gave it 3 out of 5. It's definitely worth at least one watch. Last up, Universal sent over Horizon Line for review. I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Horizon Line on my channel. So this movie follows a young woman who just can't say goodbye. And she ditches this guy, goes back to work in London, and then she goes to an island somewhere. I'm not sure if they said exactly what island it is, but she's the bridesmaid or the maid of honor or whatever at a friend's wedding, and she meets her ex-boyfriend, and they get together, and she misses the ferry, I guess, to the wedding, and so she has to take a small plane. Now, the plane ride is supposed to be 99 minutes, so how long would that make the boat ride? So she gets up there, and surprise, surprise, her ex-boyfriend is on the same flight, and she knows the pilot, and, you know, they're friends and everything. So they get up there, and he has a heart attack and dies, and so these two people are stuck in the plane. She has a very tiny amount of flying knowledge, and they are trying to get back on course, and there's a storm, and they end up picking this guy up on the radio, and he's telling them what to do, and they don't really have a lot of fuel, and they don't know what they're doing, and everything seems to be going wrong. All the instrument panels get smashed. Basically anything that can go wrong does go wrong in this movie. It is a really cool idea. I definitely like the idea and the setup. Unfortunately, once they are like trying to solve all these problems, I feel like nobody was ever like, does this really make any sense? Like, he gets out of the plane in the air, and he's like climbing across the side. How hard would it be to hang on to the side of a plane, especially when there's no kind of handle? Like, seems like it'd be pretty tough. There's just lots of this kind of stuff where it's like, if you put any thought into it, you're just like, well, I think they would have just blown off, you know, and we could have never held on to the side of the plane. And it does take away a lot from the movie. I wouldn't say it was a bad movie, but just so much ridiculous, nonsensical stuff happens, and the ending, it is impossible. The ending is impossible, but overall, it was an okay movie. I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5. I think the acting was all right. The main woman, she was really good. The guy, he was all right. There's a couple moments where I thought he was getting on the line of a little bit cheesy, but you know, I give this one a 2.5 out of 5. It's an okay movie if you don't put much thought into it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I don't know how obvious it's going to be, but my daughter's school called and said I had to go pick her up. So I had to cut the video and leave and pick her up, and I came back. The camera probably moved. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. I'd really love to hear if you guys have seen any of these, or if you plan on picking them up, you know, what your thoughts on them, or what you're picking up down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check the videos, and I'll see you guys next time.